Hear this story from Luke chapter 22. So Jesus sent Peter and John, saying, "Go and prepare the Passover meal for us that we may eat it." They asked him, "Where do you want us to make preparations for it?" "Listen," he said to them, "when you have entered the city, a man carrying a jar of water will meet you. Follow him into the house he enters, and say to the owner of the house, 'The teacher asks you, where is the guest room where I may eat the Passover with my disciples?' He will show you a large room upstairs already furnished. Make preparations for us there." So they went and found everything as he had told them, and they prepared the Passover meal. Look for the man carrying the jug of water. Jesus always has this ability to see the small details, to read the whole picture that came from one small moment. Why was the woman at the well in the middle of the day unless she was ostracized by her community for circumstances beyond her control? Look for the lost sheep, seek out the lost coin, and rejoice when they are found. Run into the streets and invite all that you see for the wedding party. And look for the man carrying the jug of water. Why was he carrying it? In this society where gender roles are strictly laid out, the women were the ones to gather the water for their family. Why was he carrying it? Perhaps because he nor the owner were not women, and there were no women in this house to be carrying water. And this makes me ask the question, why might that be? Because when I read this story, I see myself a married woman with no man in her house. I see a story of a queer family, a man doing the chore that was necessary for his home. And then there's that other detail that Jesus lets his disciples know, that there is already a furnished room. The man had prepared for Passover, but no one had joined him or them for that celebration of liberation and community and family. When so many of us have had families not show up for the holidays, who ask us to be smaller than we are or push aside our love, we know that loneliness of preparing for them, getting excited and ready for our families, and then having no one show up to our love. And so too, for so many of us, in the past 3 years, we have made small celebrations of our holidays with tiny turkeys, no flights, or last-minute canceled plans. We all have had unfurnished rooms to share. So today, let's reflect on where this Last Supper took place. Let's celebrate all of us who are outside of our society's gendered norms, those of us who are seeking family, or for preparing for a day of community that never comes. We know that in that place is where Jesus and his disciples will show up. In the midst of this being on the outside, Jesus tells his disciples to look for people just like us, and then shows how a community will come around us. This is the room where we begin the story of our communion sacrament. This is the room where we are together with Christ every time we break bread with each other, every time we drink and we remember him. So today, as we celebrate that first communion together, as we remember Christ, let us also remember that Christ can see us, know us, and remember us too. Amen.